Hi, welcome to our movement, stretch, gentle strengthen workout. It's going to be about 12 to 15 minutes, something like that. We're going to go through all the major muscles of the body, addressing everything as we should. So it's good for a warm-up, a cool-down, a daily basic workout, a postural check-in, and reset, I suppose you could call it. Follow along, that'd be great. So, arms stretch up, interlace fingers, reach up for the sky, pull your arms back, keep your ribs down, tummy nice and tight. Breathe in, stretch up. Breathe out, keep your hands up. Breathe in, stretch even higher. Breathe out, keep them up high. Breathe in again, through the nose, big deep breath. Stretch up high, arms back. Right, big arm circles coming back. Lift the chest up, shoulders back, thumbs rotated over the back. Try and make it so that your palms are facing up towards the sky. I'll turn sideways on so you can see what's going on. Chest up, shoulders back, palms up, squeeze together. Open the palms up, stretch out the palms. Bring the arms all the way down, up the front. Breathe in. Open the palms towards the front. Bring the arms back in a nice big circle. Breathe in. Stretch up. Put the arms back. And again. Breathe out. Breathe in. One more time. Stretch up. And back. Roll the shoulders up and down. Up the front. Down the back. Several times. Tracing the hands around the pockets. So the hands stay on the thighs and they lead you up, over the top, down the back. Rhythmical breathing at the same time. Good. So we're going to go wide feet, have a little side stretch. Breathe in to go over. Breathe out when you pull up. Pretend that you're grabbing something from up here and you're pulling it upright using the lats underneath the shoulders. Stretch away, pull down with the breath. It should feel like you're pulling something over. Using the muscles, create some dynamic muscular tensioning. No weights required, just your own body weight and your imagination that you're pulling a heavy weight. Okay, that's good. Loosening up. Okay, let's go into some swinging rotations where we let the arms flop around. Let the feet lift up like a golf swing, so every joint is rotating. The head spins around. Keep your balance. If your balance isn't good, you might want to just keep on a fixed spot at the front, but letting the arms flop around and the spine rotate. The hips are doing a little rotating. It's all good. 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, let's get into those hips a little bit more. I want to warm up the legs slightly. So we'll go into a lunge. And that's going to be a reverse lunge, alternating sides, with the arms lifting up above the head and stretching out. At the moment, this is just a basic reverse lunge, repeating for only a dozen repetitions or so. Rhythmical breathing again. Again, the point of this one, we just want to get the muscles moving a little bit, working in strength, endurance. but only gently. If you've been sat for extended periods of time and you're just after a movement class, this is what we're after. Nothing strong, nothing too strong anyway. Just get those muscles working. Good. Reverse lunge, arm raise above head. So, wide feet, squeeze the elbows back. Now we're going to get into those hips a little bit more, and we're going to stretch forwards by pulling the bottom backwards, weight on the heels, soft knees, and squeeze back. Show you from the side. Let's go into several repetitions. Push the arms forwards, pull the bottom back, and squeeze. Push, and pull. When you go forwards, you want to pull weight and tension into the hamstrings, pulling the bottom directly behind you, pushing the arms directly in front of you. Push, pull. Again, pretend like you're pushing a heavy weight and you're pulling. Last one. And done. Good. Let's go back into that lunge position again and work down into the calf. So, a nice long lunge position. Your feet should be pointing in the same direction. We don't want to be on a tightrope, so it's not one foot behind the other. They're staggered, just as your normal walking pace would be. And they're both pointing in the same direction. You might find that the heel on this side wants to kick in. Don't let it, bring it out. And that will bring this hip down and forwards. Keep the front knee behind the ankle. Stretch up and breathe. Lean back slightly and let this hip drop forwards a little bit. So in this position, now we're going to do a heel raise. Work into the calf. So we're stretching through from the shoulders. Abdominals runs down to the front of the hips. And this leg here, we're not overworking the thigh. We are stretch contracting the calf. Good. Big wide arms. Change feet. Repeat repetitions. Thumbs up. Get that stretch into that hip. And then work into the calf. Work at your own pace. Level up the repetitions with each side. Just one more. Good. Arms wide. Okay. So we're working into stretching the hip. Now let's, the front. Let's work into stretching the hamstrings just a little bit more and integrating with the hip once again. So we'll go into pick a foot, pretty much any foot really. I've got right leg forwards, squeeze those elbows back, chest up like there's a light attached to your chest and shining it. We don't want the light to be shining forwards, we want it to be shining upwards. Squeeze those elbows back like so, and then we're going to do woodpecker from here. When you pull forwards, keeping the lower back nice and neutral, squeezing it a little bit, and then we're going to stretch into the hamstrings here and the buttock. Squeeze back and down. That's one. Every time you change around. This is a way to change around. Other one, front knee behind the ankle. Again, pull back, stretch forwards. Pull back, stretch forwards. So we keep it nice and dynamic, getting things warmed up. Nice and hot here in the sun. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit warmer already. Using the muscles. If you've been sat down for an extended period of time, everything's going to get cold. Now you start to move, things are warming up, getting a bit of blood flow going. A bit of stretching. One more. Good. Okay. Wide feet again, we're going to work into the inside thighs a little bit. So, and using the outside thighs here, stretch here, and push up to the center and down to this side. You can support on the hands a little bit, take a little weight off, or you can keep yourself like this and sit into that hip. Stand up to the middle, down to the side. Up, down. Good. Now we do want to get into the squat position a little bit. So if you are able to naturally squat down to the floor, and it doesn't matter about the position of your back, then doing it with the feet flat on the floor, getting down into this position, elbows in, pulling apart, and then rocking a little bit side to side is going to loosen your hips up. If you come down onto the balls of your feet, i.e. your squat is such that you're going to fall over backwards, if you try and keep your feet on the floor, then let your heels come up, come down to this position, and just start to move this way and that way, letting the hips get a bit of rotation and loosen up. So you want to be working in this position quite often, getting a good stretch around here, getting balance, try and move back onto the heels a little bit, because then we're going to go into a big hamstring stretch from the hands on the floor, and everybody should be alright with that, and then try and get your heels to the floor if you have to move a little bit to try and balance. So you get your heels on the floor, or lift up a little bit, and now we're going to push the knees backwards, getting a stretch into the hamstrings here, and the fingertips forwards. I want you to pull your bottom backwards and upwards, getting the weight onto your heels, and then the head down, and the fingertips crawl as far away from the toes as possible. Take some nice deep breaths down here, and then hands to ankles. Lift your head and use your shoulders to pull you up into a nice neutral back position, like so. Again, pull your bottom behind you, chest forwards and up, and then lift yourself upwards. Now we're going to go into that curl down, fingertips far away from the toes, stretch it out, head down, hands to ankles, head up, and lift up. Curl down, all the way down, fingertips far away, hands to ankles, head up, squeezing, lifting like there are guide ropes attached from your shoulders to your lower back, and they pull you up all the way up to standing. Curl down, stretch out, make this one last one, Nice deep breaths into the tummy, let it release all of the muscles and the fascia around your pelvis, upper back, hands to ankles, head up and squeeze up. Good. Okay, so now work into those thighs a little bit, start to get used to going down a little bit deeper in a squat. Just a few squats, body weight only. Keeping those knees tracking over the toes or a little to the outside. If you can, go all the way down, then you should feel quite nicely warmed up to do that now. Down. Do try not to fall over backwards. Make sure there's no breakables behind you, or anything that would be dangerous. If so, just, come up to the heels, stretching out. Fine. Get into that position. Try and get it so that your chest lifts up. The deeper we are, the more we're going to be using the buttocks. So down into the bottom of the squat is where you get the buttocks more. So we don't want to neglect that. Don't want to become over dominant in the thighs. Okay, taking our time. This isn't a strength training session, it's just a movement session. Trying to get into new positions. Yeah? Good. Okay. Right, we're going to do some isometrics now for strength in the back. So isometrics are holding positions. Squeeze back and then stretch forwards. We're going to hold this position here. So I've pulled my bottom backwards pretty hard, pushing the knees back, although there's still a slight bend in the knees, it's not a straight leg. I want my knees behind my ankles. Stretch the arms forwards, breathe and hold. Try and get those arms up and stretch away, as long as you can, between your bottom and your fingertips. 20 seconds, something like that. Stretch up, arms back, once again. Squeezing the lower back here, pulling it tight. If you have a very lordotic spine anyway, then you wouldn't want to squeeze it too hard. You would keep your ribs down slightly, try and maintain a relatively nice neutral lower back, and keeping strength around your abdominals to support the spine. And again, if you're shaking a little bit in this from the hamstrings, in the back, lower back or upper back, then that's a good thing. Creating the adaptations within the muscles, getting some stimulus going on there, gentle strengthening, posturally very good. By the time you've just finished this one, you might stand up and feel taller and in a much better postural position than you have been for a long time. It has the habit of enabling people to fire up the posterior chain, so the muscles of the back of the body, lifting the chest up. I like to use the analogy of a dancer. Chin lifts, head lifts, chest, shoulders back and down, arms open. Quite the opposite to a poor posture, forwards position. Hold you back like so. Good. So that might have started firing up these muscles here a little bit more. If you're feeling that, then all well and good. You should probably just follow along with this video on a daily basis, 1, 2, 3 times perhaps, and you'll definitely see and feel some benefits. So we've gone over from the lower, from the ankle, the calf, from the knee, we've gone into the hamstrings, so the hip, the hamstrings and the buttocks, and from the pelvis, the lower back. We've gone over stretching out the front of the hips a little bit, tied that in with a little bit of muscular contraction and stretching in the thighs. We've come up to the chest to try and let the chest open up so you can breathe and maintain a very good thoracic position. Posturally, pulling the shoulders back and down, trying to create a nice thoracic canister, the rib cage, with the head to sit on in a nice neutral position. You should feel a lot stronger, nicely warmed up, stretched out, activated. Good work. Keep doing it. See you next time.